Ladies and gentlemen of the Jack verse, welcome back. Did I ever tell you that in a former life I was a bass player? Well, if I'm being honest, I was a tuba player. But it's the same thing, right? I mean, they both read the treble clef, right? No? You don't know what you're talking about. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jack Wallen, and this is the Jack verse, where I discuss things that are important to me. And this week, I happened upon a conversation between an established writer and a new writer that struck a chord, a bass chord, that is. And I wanted to share it with you. Now, before I get into this, I want to say, or I should say, that this might ruffle a few feathers. Like these feathers right back here. You know, the ones where my wings used to be. But that is another story for another time. Anyway, okay. What I came across, as I said, was a discussion between an established writer and a new writer, and the discussion went something like this. Hey, established writer, did you get a chance to read my book? Why, yes, new writer, I did. And I have an opinion that I should share with you. Awesome, great, tell me. Okay, first and foremost, I believe that this book, it's a great idea, but it needs some work. Yeah, but I had an editor go through it, and my editor did a great job, don't you think? Well, there are still some plot holes and some character issues, and there's still some errors in the grammar and the structure. I think it needs some more work. Yeah, but editor, no, but problems. Yeah, but editor, no, but problems. Well, it doesn't matter because I've already published it and people are reading it. Didn't you see the reviews? Yeah, problems. Okay, you can see where that was going. Clearly, a new writer wrote a book and was very proud that they had an editor go through it, which is crucial and not an option. And the new writer sent the book to an established writer to get their opinion, and the opinion of the established writer wasn't exactly positive. However, the new writer decided to ignore the established writer's opinion. Now, just because you're an established writer does not mean your opinion is right. It does not mean that what you have written is really worth public consumption. Because there are outstanding writers that are established, and there are crappy writers that are established. Just like there are outstanding new writers and crappy new writers. But here's where the disconnect comes. And this is where I'm going to kind of smack the cheeks of the new writers and say, shame, shame, shame on you. When you have it in you to create something artistically, and you do, you know that once you've released it unto the public, that it is out of your hands, and their opinions and their thoughts are going to attack you. Because of that, and many other reasons, what you want to give unto the public should be the absolute best work you can do. That does not just mean taking your first draft of your manuscript and handing it over to someone to edit it, no matter how good the editor is. You can take this rough manuscript and hand it over to an editor that's going to charge you $1 million bajillion and use a golden pen handed down from the heavens and jot their notes. Because you may have handed them a manuscript with an idea that doesn't work. Or you may hand them a manuscript with perfect prose and ideal dialogue but the storyline doesn't work. So it is up to you, and you are beholden to yourself and to the public to finish that manuscript and treat it as if it deserves the care that any writer on the planet would give their work. Give that manuscript to beta readers and let them read it. More than one beta reader. And let them read it. And take their opinions seriously. Now, of course, every beta reader is going to have a different opinion about your work. Some may say, oh, A worked perfectly. And some may say, yeah, A didn't work so much. And some may say, yeah, A failed. Now, if all of them say A kind of failed, then you've got a problem. Now, if all 3 or all 6 or all 9 have varying opinions on this, then you've got to pick and choose what you think is best, that best works for your vision of the story. But the truth of the matter is if you ignore those opinions, if you just blatantly ignore all of the opinions out there and you say, hey, I'm sorry, but it works, that is your ego getting in the way of you creating the best possible work you can. And at that point, you're doing yourself a horrible disservice. So when someone gives you an opinion on your book, take it seriously. You know, if they say A doesn't work, step back and reevaluate this and say, why are they saying A doesn't work? Is their opinion valid within the world of my manuscript? And then, after all this beta reading and back and forth, and you hand it over to your editor, and your editor says, oh, this is nice, or if the editor comes back with you and says, yeah, I have a little problem with A, then she's validating what the beta reader said, and you've got more work to do. But the moral of this story is that you are not an island unto yourself. Neither is your manuscript. Find help. There are a lot of people out there so willing to help you. Friends, family, whatever, other writers. I beta read a lot of people's work. And I'm more than willing to help. Of course, I have my limits. I mean, I'm a slow reader, and you know, I've got a massive to-be written list this year, so it gets in my way. But the point I'm trying to make is very important, and that you need to enlist the help of readers who you trust. And when you enlist the readers that you trust them. When they give you an opinion that something works, you have been given gold. Spin yarn out of it and make it into a glorious coat. Okay, I'm going to finish this off with one little thing that kind of caught my attention as well. As I've said before, I'm a member of a lot of writing groups. One thing I have found of late is a lot of people, a lot of writers out there are taking themselves way too seriously. Have fun. Think about it. Think about what we do. We craft worlds for people to dive into, to disappear into. We make joy. We make horror. We make fun. We are magicians. And if you can't enjoy that, then there's a problem. If you can't enjoy the process of writing, crafting, creating, selling, if you can't enjoy all of that, there's a problem. If you're taking yourself too seriously, there's a problem. If your head is so far up your ass that no one can see you sticking your nose up in the air, there's a problem. We need to collectively stop being so serious about this. If you release your book and it's not a bestseller after the first day, the world is not going to end. Mozart died a pauper. I shouldn't have to say anything more than that. Tell the opera the emperor is finished. That's an inside joke that only people that went to undergraduate school with me would know. If you know it, yeah. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. I hope that something that I've said struck a chord with you. A bass chord, that is. Anyway, the madness continues. The madness will always continue. I am currently working on the sequel to Clockwork Cabaret. It is called TikTok Girl, and I think it's going to be fantastic. It's steampunk. What more do you want? It's gorgeous, corsets and crinoline and blasters and time and everything that you could ever imagine in a steampunk world. Hopefully before that I'll also have The Dark Seduction published, starring the awesome band Die So Fluid. And when I finish TikTok Girl, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to begin the next book in the iZombie series. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Okay, it's time for me to go because you are getting bored. Sorry, but you know what? Tough noogies, you need to listen. Have a great day. I'm going to bass walk us out of here.